In this video, I want to show you how you can set up and create challenges for your community or the public, if you want to, inside of Circle. I'm going to walk you through how to do paid challenges, and there's some pretty cool little tricks that we can do with Circle now that they have a website builder and the ability to protect pages. I was thinking about whether I would show you how to do a paid challenge or how to set up something like a free challenge that was more of like a lead magnet for your community. And I think we're going to do the first one. I think we're going to look at how to do a paid challenge, almost like a paid workshop series inside of your Circle community that you could, again, make available to existing members or new members. And it really is a great way to bring people in who are already willing to buy into the ideas and the concepts and the things that you're willing to sell and teach them. But I think I'm also going to make another video on how to do free challenges and lead magnets and things like that inside of Circle. So look for that in my Circle playlist. I'll link that down below as well as at the end of this video. So to get started with our paid challenge, I first want to come in under this upper navigation in the upper left. You can go to content, and then we're going to go to pages, and we're going to create a new page. Now, you can start with a blank page, or you can pick one of their templates. Their templates are actually built using the blocks feature here. The different blocks like a hero, a feature, a CTA, these can all just be brought in onto a blank page. So we're just going to create something super simple for this video, something that I think would be totally acceptable for an actual challenge type event or workshop. Again, evergreen, not live. If you're interested in live events, I'll put a video down below on how to set those up. But we're just going to create something pretty easy. So I'll just bring in a hero here with the click of a button, and I think we're going to bring in a feature section, and I'm going to show you how easy this is with these blocks. I'm looking for something that would give us like 3 images. So like this challenge might be day 1, day 2, and day 3. So I think I'm going to go with this. It's called a blog layout, but really it's just a set of blocks that's not dynamic. It's all static right now. I know dynamic content is coming to Circle's builder in the future. But for simplicity here, I want to leverage these 3 blocks here at the top. So I'm going to get rid of these 3 down below. So let's go ahead and ignore the words. I'm not going to customize these for this video, but let's pretend this was our page where we are trying to entice people to sign up for our challenge. So I would replace these images here with ones that I created for my challenge that show there's going to be 3 videos, and until they sign up, these are all locked. I put some placeholder images in there. Let's pretend this is a challenge for starting an agency following my agency blueprint here. So you can see that the 3 days of the challenges would be locked, and I could come in and customize this text here. I could change this to say, maybe do like day 1. And by default here, it's got paragraph 3. I changed it to paragraph 1. And then you'd customize this for whatever you'd want day 1 to be about, and then repeat that process day 2 and day 3. So we could run with something that is literally this simple. It would be like a hero section that says, well, instead of book a free session, it would say unlock the challenge, whatever you'd want it to say. And you could even have one that says join the community, that could say, or get access to all of our challenges or everything inside of Convology Plus or whatever your community might be called. That could be like a dual CTA, or if you really just wanted to funnel in, just have the one button, keep what you want to keep in these blocks. You can add in additional ones, but we'll stop there for the sake of time. But what I'm conveying here is that there's 3 days of content for people to unlock and get access to when they join the challenge. Now this page in particular, I would come over to page settings on the left-hand side, and I would make this one open to everybody. Everybody can access this page because it would be public facing. Now, if this were a page only available to members of your community, you would then set this to members only or a specific access group if you've broken up access based on different paywalls or different essentially access groups inside of your community that you want to give access to, say, just this group of people. You would use the access groups feature to do so. But for our demo here, we're going to do something like a $27 challenge that gets people in, and we're going to make this open to everyone so that I could link this from my main website, or maybe Circle is powering my main website. This could just be open to everybody. Now what we need to do is we need to create more pages. We need to create a page for day 1, day 2, and day 3. I'll walk through that process with you of showing you how to do that really quickly. I think it's super easy. I will real quick give this a name. I'll call this one my demo challenge opt-in. I'll update my page settings, save it, publish it, whatever you'd want to do there. And now let's go ahead and come back and let's create another page. I want to just duplicate this page though, because let's say I did a lot of work customizing this section down here. Now day 1 is going to be unlocked on day 1. So therefore I want to replace this image with day 1's unlocked image, and now day 1 is available. So you could say day 2, and you could even customize this to say locked or whatever you wanted. but day one is available. So day one is down here. That's this page. And instead of a hero section up at the top, I think I want to go with something even simpler. So I would probably just delete this block here, and I would add in an element, and I would add in a container at the top, and then I would add in a video. So I would drop in my embed, and Circle is compatible with, they say, 1900 content providers, whatever video provider you want to drop in here. So let's say day one was this video here. So I've embedded day one's video. I could put a title at the top that said day one. Maybe I would change this to say day one right here. So I could customize it, call it day one, how to niche down. People could watch the video, and then down here, they would see that they are on day one, etc. You've kind of seen these before, right? This is kind of what we're building. To set up day two, you would duplicate day one, unlock the image here so it looks like it's unlocked. You could even highlight it, maybe change the text here, create a glow around it or something on the image to identify like they're on day one. And then here, when they're on day two, you could link this quote unquote blog list item. You could click on this image and link day one's image to essentially day one's page, day two links to day two's page, etc. We'll hit save on that though. Now, one thing I would say here, we're not done with this page yet. Let's go to our page settings, and we're going to call this our demo challenge day one. And now with access control, we don't want this to be open, right? We don't want someone to be able to share this. We want this to be an access group based. So we would select access groups, and we would find an access group related to our challenge. Let's walk through how to set all of that up. So inside of my community under audiences access groups, I just created a new access group. I called mine demo challenge. And this would be the members inside that demo challenge group. And this tab at the top called access is where we can add spaces within our community or space groups, etc., to their access levels. Now, by default, the pages aren't listed here. They may be one day, but we grant access to pages in the page settings of the page. But let's say you wanted to give people here inside of your access group who essentially get access to an account in your community. If you want to give them things like the getting started section, maybe you have like a free member section or a free event section. There's spaces you might want to give them, maybe like a free workshop or something like that. You could totally do that. You would just grant access here by clicking them over onto this right-hand side where they have access. Now, if we come back into our day one challenge page, if we open up the page settings, we can say, I only want this to be available to people who are in the access group. And then that access group drop down here would be people inside of the demo challenge. And there we go. Only people inside of the demo challenge access group would be able to access this page. I can hit update settings on that. And then I would repeat that same process for days 2 and days 3. Now it's time to create a paywall. So I'm going to come into the paywall section and create a new one, and I'll call this my demo challenge. And then I can give it a subtitle if I want. I can put a description. I can say, join your challenge to build your agency in 3 days, whatever that might be. And then I can hit next, and then I can add a price. Let's say we wanted our price for our challenge to be $27 one time. Hit add, and then I would hit next, and I would choose what access group they get access to. And I could say they get access to the demo challenge access group. And then I'd hit next. I could put a call out next to the one-time price that says one-time fee 3-day challenge. Circle's actually getting really good. They're customizing their checkout. It's coming a really long way. But you can do all sorts of cool stuff like add in testimonials. I will add this badge as an example. You can add in a benefits section if you wanted to, but you can build out your checkout really quickly for your challenge, add an image, and you're good to go. We'll go ahead and hit next, and you can customize your custom thank you pages, all that kind of stuff, like where they go after. I would customize this and say, welcome to the 3-day build your agency challenge. Click here to access day one, and that would link them directly to our day one page. I think that makes for a good user experience there. But if you want to, you can do that via email, which is what I was describing. You could also just have it redirect them to a custom URL and have that go right to the day one. I think that's what I would also do. So you could leave the thank you page on or not, but then redirect them to day one. And then the thank you email links them to day one with the button that says, here's how you get there. If you want to add tracking, you can, but then you would just hit publish. Now we're going to come in and we're going to create an automation workflow in the workflows area of Circle. It's a little lightning bolt under the navigation. So we're going to create one that triggers based off being charged for a paywall, and we can choose our demo challenge paywall, and then we can decide what happens. Now, depending on the plan you're on in Circle will depend on if you have access to these workflows. If you don't have access to the workflows, you can simply utilize your email marketing tool to link them to the page for day 2 and then link them to the page for day 3 on a wait condition. If you have workflows though, a really cool feature that I recommend, in addition to doing the email, which I still think is something that you should do, you can come in here and say when they join the challenge, I want to send them message them and send them a direct message. This is the way that I like to do it. I like to send the DMs in the community for a couple of reasons. One, it brings them back into the community. Two, when they get a DM, based on their notification settings, they're going to get a push notification to the app. They're going to get an email that they got a DM. It's just a really great way to re-engage people. I've been automating DMs more in my community, and I found that I really like that system. So with our direct message, we can say, hey, Doug, or hey, insert name here. You can actually use the variables. So we can say member name, hey, name, you now have access to day 1 of the challenge, right? You would dress that up a little bit. But essentially it says there's day 1. We'll hit continue. Then we can add a message here that says wait or delay to our time delay. And we'll say wait for 1 day, continue, send them another DM. So while totally optional to do it this way, if you do have access to workflows, I think the DMs are a really nice touch. You can also include links to PDFs. You can include those in the DMs. You can include those inside of the pages. You would link them directly to the day 2, day 3 page, etc. I think it's just a great way to re-engage. And by training them to come back into the community over and over again, at the end of the challenge, you could always create another DM that goes out that says, hey, hopefully you really like that challenge. Did you know I have a course all about how to build your agency or whatever your challenge is about? Link them to your course or link them to the page of your course or to your course itself in your community if you have like an access restriction rule set up. And when they click on it to go there, they can get all the details you've put on that page about joining the program or upgrading to your full community, whatever your upsell process might be. This is a great way to leverage DMs and leverage interaction in your community to bring people back in. But again, I think you could pair this with emails, or if you don't have access to workflows in your Circle account, you could just use emails for all of this to achieve a very similar messaging result, albeit not the same kind of engagement you would get with DMs inside of the community. And again, don't forget that on each of these individual pages, since it is the page builder inside of Circle, you can easily add upsells to your program down below with blocks. There's a great block for a pricing table. So if your community had multiple price points, with the click of a button, you can customize a pricing table that's available literally on every single one of your challenges. It just depends on how much you want to sell to them while they're inside of the challenge. All right, and that's it for this very simple implementation of a 3-day challenge inside of Circle. And there are other ways to set up challenges. You could do this with courses. You could do this with events. I do cover those methods and other things inside of my Circle tutorials. Feel free to check out this video right here if you're looking for what to watch next, or if you'd like to check out all of my Circle videos, this is my playlist for Circle where you can go through and binge watch all those videos.